On this episode of Talking About Rock, Jeff Plate from Alta Reign. Talking About Rock is sponsored by School of Rock, North Buffalo, where they're making musicians every day. Okay, joining us now, we have with us Jeff Plate. He is the co-founder of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I'm sure you folks out there have seen some of their amazing shows. He's a drummer for Savatage and Metal Church. And today he's here to chat with us about his latest release, Upon the Horizon, from his band, Alta Reign. Hello, Jeff. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Robert. Appreciate it.
Yeah, excellent, man. So in 2020, you announced the formation of this new project you started called Alta Reign. Tell us about putting that together.
So this is one of these things that I've been thinking about doing for a number of years. Obviously, I've been in this business for quite a while, and I think most of us at some point think about having our own band and recording some of our own ideas. So I got together with a local guitar player named Tommy Cook, and I had a number of cassette tapes left over from rehearsals that I had from Rockland, Massachusetts, in a band called Wicked Witch, lead singer being Zachary Stevens. And this was from like 1989 to 1992. So I had a number of these cassette tapes with a lot of ideas that myself and Matt Leff, the guitarist, had recorded that were never finished. And here we go, all these years later, almost 30 years later, I'm still thinking about some of this stuff. And Matt, unfortunately, we lost him to cancer several years ago. But prior to that, I asked him if he would mind if I used some of these riffs and some of these ideas, and he gave me the green light to do so. And as I mentioned, Tommy Cook, local guitar player, I've known him for many, many years. He was like the only guy in the area that I could think of that was going to be able to handle what I wanted to do or what I wanted to try. So we got together and started banging out some ideas. And next thing you know, it's like, wow, we got a couple really solid sounding ideas. I was leading the charge in this whole thing in respect because I had the musical ideas and the lyrics and the song titles, and I needed somebody to help me make sense of all this. I needed a singer, right. I needed a musician, and Tommy was just great. So we got off to a great start, brought in another old friend, Kevin McCarthy, on bass, and we started just banging out some of these ideas. And I had so many ideas left over from those old cassettes that we had plenty of material to work with. And one thing kind of just led to another, to another, to another. And next thing you know, Tommy brought in a few of his own ideas. We worked up some original music along with some of this stuff. I recruited another couple of local guys, Colin Holloway on guitar and vocals, and Zach Hamilton on keyboards and vocals, to just round out this song. And these other guys I had worked with before, great vocalists. I mean, the harmonies together, and I was like, man, I want to use this someday. So they came into Alta Reign, and also at that time, COVID had happened.
Right.
So we had a cover band, a local cover band called Sunsonic, that we were just starting to play out, starting to get a lot of gigs. All of a sudden COVID came along. In the meantime, I had just started working on the Alta Reign material. And when COVID hit, I was like, guys, we're not playing out. Let's focus on this material and see if we can write an album. Let's see what we can make out of this. So that's really how the whole thing got started. And the last piece of the puzzle is Jane Mangini on keyboards. And Jane is somebody I have known for 20 plus years. She's played keyboards in Trans-Siberian Orchestra West, I think, since the year 2002, maybe. But she's one of those musicians that is just so adaptable to so many different styles of music. And we had talked for many years about working together. And this was just the perfect opportunity. I sent her the demos of what we had written. She loved it, added her parts to it, and Mother's Day was created, and that was album number one.
Yeah, I was going to say you guys released the debut in 2021, Mother's Day, and it just got an outstanding response right out of the gate for you guys, right?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And trust me, as I said, this was a bucket list project, and you never know how this is going to go. So for myself to present my ideas to Tommy Cook, first of all, it's like I am no singer by any means, but hey, I've got some lyrics and I have a melody. Tommy, can you take this and make it right? So once I got comfortable working with Tommy and everybody, everything really came together quite well. But we ended up developing something that sounded quite unique. And, at the end of the day, we just kind of sat back and was like, wow, this is really good. We're very, very proud of this. I got hooked up with Rat Pak Records, who I've known them since my years in Metal Church. Joe O'Brien there said, yeah, I'd like to take you on and release this record. And, but like you said, 2021 is when the debut came out, and the response to it was great. And keep in mind, nobody knew what to expect from what's an album by Jeff Plate going to sound like. I've
Right.
been in TSO for all these years. I've been in Savatage, Metal Church. And
Right. It could have been any of the mix of those things people were probably thinking, right?
it could have been any of that, but honestly, it doesn't sound much like any of that.
Right.
I think maybe the new album Upon the Horizon touches on the TSO and Savatage sound a little bit more. It's not intentional. It's just, it just kind of happens. But the first record, I mean, it really was just the result of all the music I've listened to over all the years. I've been into music and playing music, and that goes along with my bandmates.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got some great tracks on there for sure. And we're going to check out one here in a minute, but tell us a little bit about the track for Defy here from the Upon the Horizon album. Tell us about putting that together a little bit.
Yeah, so Defy, and every one of these songs kind of starts in a different place. Defy was myself and Colin Holloway. I had the intro riff in my head, the ba 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 ba. But I also had the chorus and the melody to the chorus and the subject of the song. So we kind of started with the chorus. Colin and I put together the intro. Kevin McCarthy came up, and we really finished everything out that way. Tommy Cook added his guitars, and Jane added her keyboards kind of after the fact. Colin and Kevin and I basically put the form of the song together. But I spent a lot of time with Colin going over the vocals. Defy, the subject matter is really just about, trying to be sensible and avoid making bad choices. And, there's some people in life that just, for whatever reason, they end up in a bad spot for no reason of their own. And other people seem to slide by things like that. But nonetheless, don't put yourself in that position, really try to think a little bit about what you're doing and try to avoid making things any worse for yourself.
Right, exactly. All right, cool, man. Let's take a quick break here, and we'll check out the track and the video for folks who are watching us for Defy from the new album Upon the Horizon from Alta Reign, and we'll be right back here on Talking About Rock. Okay, we're back here on Talking About Rock. Just checked out the track for Defy, man. Amazing. It sounds great. Like you're saying, all the vocals and the melody. It's just great how you guys put that together, man. Really. So was this part of something that was on one of those cassettes that you were talking about in a drawer somewhere, maybe, or
No,
something? Or
actually, this song was all original.
okay.
There was no old music to refer to or to get the thing started. And the vocals in Alta Reign, I'm just so proud of the vocals because the guys do a great job with the harmonies and working with me on the melodies. Like I said, in general, I have the lyrics and I have an idea of what the melody is going to be and the rhythm of it. Colin and Zach and Tommy are just so good at exploring every angle to my idea. And we're under no deadline. That's another beautiful thing about working with Rat Pak, but also in this day and age too, there really isn't a hard deadline with a record company like there used to be. So
Right.
we're able to kind of take our time and just really kind of explore all the possibilities. But yeah, the vocals really sound great.
Yeah.
Tommy's solo work is fantastic, and Jane just really brings some really cool textures and parts to these songs, and I love it. And the guys actually we all get along really, really great. We have a great time doing this, and I think that really reflects in the music.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I think so many artists now really don't concentrate enough on the vocals with their songs. How you always had those nice melodies before, and there's nice backing vocals in so many different tracks, like the old Van Halen tracks and all that. Just made it sound really good. I don't think folks put enough thought and effort into that sometimes in some of the material, but you guys definitely did on this. It just sounds great.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, Tommy and Colin and Zach and myself, we were in a cover band doing a lot of 80s hair metal stuff. So a lot of Def Leppard, a lot of Doc and Van Halen, all of that. And when we were doing that, I kept listening to these guys sing together. It's like, man, I want to do something with this someday. And, and it really, as luck would have it with COVID and everything happening, this just really worked out for the total benefit of Alta Reign because it really gave us a lot of time to spend some time and focus on that.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of artists were saying the same thing. That's pretty much what they did with that time. They were productive with it. They created new music and they got ready for when, if the release was going to happen and things were going to start opening. So that was great.
Yep.
So one question I always like to ask musicians, and they always have maybe a little story about it, is what gear of choice do they use, or do they have certain stuff they switch out, or do they experiment or things like that? Do you have go-to stuff that you usually use? You got your kit behind you there. Do you stick with certain brands usually?
Yeah, so I got a Pearl endorsement in like 1998 when I joined Savatage. I went out to NAMM. Mike Ferris, he's been working with the Pearl Corporation for many, many years, but he was a Savatage fan, and I hooked up with him out there. He got me hooked up with Pearl drums. I absolutely love the drums. I love the hardware. Zildjian cymbals, state of the art. They've been around forever.
Yep.
I lived in New England for quite a few years and was at their shop several times. And once TSO really started to explode, next thing you know, we're selling out arenas and twice a day, this kind of thing. Zildjian came along through some friends. We knew some people that knew some people, and they came along and saw the show and was like, hey, Jeff, we would love to just work with you and get our product on the stage. So Zildjian has been with me also for a number of years. Vader drumsticks. I got a whole pile of them back here, but Vader is another company from the South Shore of Boston. And I began using Vader drumsticks in, I don't know, 1985 or 86 or something like that. Vader 3As, I've been using them ever since. I use them for all the styles of music that I play. And so those are my go-tos. Roland drums, I have a full set of V drums over here right behind the camera. I use that for recording. I use it for teaching. TSO, we use Roland V drums when we play out live. So some great products. And I mean, it's just really nice to have a solid company behind you because pretty much no matter where you are, if you need something, you just make a phone call and they're there to take care of you.
That's excellent. Yeah. And you mentioned TSO, and those shows are just amazing. It seems to get better all the time. You guys are adding stuff, trying new things. I seen the last one at the beginning of the end of this year or whatever, but I saw it and I saw Joel Hoekstra and you guys and it was just amazing. The detail and the graphics that they got going on with this now is just outstanding. I think it was like the best show I've seen since I've seen like a Pink Floyd show back in the day. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, you know, you're not the only one who has said that. And for somebody like myself who's in it, I'm so close to it. Sometimes it's hard to say, is this show better than last year or the year before, whatever. My wife has seen a gazillion shows and she's like, you know, Jeff, this was the best one. It's like, wow, our management team and our production team do such a great job of making the show different every year. And to your point about the graphics, I think everything has just become clearer and brighter, and some of the content they're using in the videos is much more dynamic. You know, our audio guys are fantastic too. The show just sounds incredible. I think we've kind of reached the limit as far as how much gear we can use.
Thinking all around, yeah.
In our shows. I mean, mainly because, you know, if you see us on a Friday night, we have to be ready for a matinee the next day at 3 o'clock.
Right.
So it can only get so big.
Yeah, right. That's a lot of work, a lot of stuff to re-rig and all the guys to redo it. What really stood out to me was now you're making the videos like part of the stage and part of the risers and you almost don't know it's a video going on there, and all of a sudden that erupts on that side and it's part of the stand or part of whatever, and then it fades away. It was really very, very cool what you guys are doing.
These guys are fantastic. You know, we work with the best of the best when it comes to these tours. And, you know, it goes without saying, Paul O'Neill started TSO back in this was going on in his mind for a long time before we even recorded a note. But 1996 was our first record. 1999 was the first year that we toured. And he spared no expense to make sure that show was as good as it could be every tour and every night. And this is the standard that we've set, you know, and now that we've been doing this for so long, I don't want to ever say that we've got it perfected, but we do what we do very well. And it's not just the band on stage, it's production, it's management. Carrying on Paul's legacy like we are is something we're all very, very proud of. But the fact that people like yourself and other, you know, my wife and other fans are telling us it keeps getting better. You know, it just makes us more excited.
Yeah, and you guys are adding some new vocalists in there every once in a while and changing it up, and that gives it a whole new layer and effect. Yeah, I was pretty blown away. I know it was going to be a great show, but then all the extras were just like, you know, icing on the cake, basically.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Very cool. So back to Alta Reign. So are you guys going to get together and get some dates going? Do you have some dates already up? I didn't get a chance to look.
No, so we are exploring some show options. Alta Reign, we're very fortunate that really 5 of us are all in the same town, basically. You know, we're all really close together here, but everybody's also an adult with a full-time job.
Right.
And it is hard to make time to do something like this. Now, obviously, Alta Reign it's a little more progressive and complicated. You know, it's going to take us some time to really get this stuff together and tight, because we all have a high standard ourselves. You know, if we're going to take this and put it on stage, it's got to be the vocals got to be great. You know,
right.
All the playing, the musicianship, the tightness of the song, you know, all the above, everything that we would normally care about. But so right now we're just waiting for and hoping for the right opportunity to allow us the idea of getting together and putting the time into rehearsing and getting it ready to play out. That being said, if we ever get this thing on stage, there will be a number of shows involved, because we're not going to do this for a one-off. It will be a number of shows, probably in my upstate New York area, maybe venture out a little bit further than that. But here again, trying to accommodate everybody who's got their own life and their own things going on is a little more difficult.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we hope you'll keep us in the loop on that when things are developing. So if folks want to know more about you, they want to check you out. Should they check you out online or on Spotify, or what should they do?
Yeah, we're on all the normal digital formats. You know, we're on Amazon. Go to Amazon Music, look us up there. Rat Pak Records /Alta Reign. My Facebook page, Jeff Plate Music, Alta Reign Facebook page. And like I said, we're pretty much everywhere you want to. You don't really find, any rock music or metal music. So yeah, please check us out. Give us a listen, give us a look. We got some pretty cool videos out there, and thanks everybody for their support.
Yeah, very cool. So folks out there, check out the new album from Alta Reign, Upon the Horizon. And hopefully we'll see some dates from these folks soon. And if you haven't yet, check out the Trans-Siberian Orchestra concerts when they come around, because it's just amazing. It's just amazing stuff. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for being with us today, man. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Take care, man.
All right. And if you folks out there want to know more about us, you can email us at talkingaboutrock@gmail.com. You can follow us on all our social media and our website, Talking About Rock. Jeff, again, thanks for being with us, man.
Take care, man. Bye.